Classic versus Maru.
Okay, so we don't have any proxies seen so far.
Not yet.
Classic didn't send out probe. I guess he doesn't really need to. You can see Classic even adjusting his share saying, all right, let's do this. Play clean and safe, and we're going to win.
Sometimes you see Proxy Reaper on this map because you can jump into the back of the base as the Terran, but it looks like he's just going to play standard. Overgrowth is a really good map for 2 barracks proxy with Marines. I just feel like the rule of Maru is in a best of 7. He will at least cheese once, right? Like,
yeah, you know, he's done that a lot against Terran, and he's done some funny stuff against Zerg. I guess he's looking at Classic and saying, no. I got better control in the late game. Oh, from Vancouver, Canada.
He's repping it. He likes SC, Trance, and Bacon Bros.
It's good taste right there.
I like SC and Trance, and you know what, Bacon Bros, that sounds like something I might like too, man.
Yeah, I don't know what Bacon Bros are.
I'm going to look that up.
Or who they are.
I like bacon. Am I a bacon bro?
As long as it's, I'm a fan of the pork bacon, not the turkey bacon.
Oh, yeah. No turkey bacon.
I remember I went over to my grandma's house when I was a little kid, and she cooked me breakfast, and she's like, would you like some bacon? You know, in a grandma voice. And I'm like, yeah, Grandma. Oh, my God, bacon. And then she gave it to me, and I was like turkey bacon. Oh, hold on a second.
Maru fighting. Digital sports. Maru in a heart. And I think that bottom sign said, Maru, Saranghae, I love you.
Now on to what's most important is Tasis' experience eating turkey bacon as a child.
Oh, go on, please.
No, I got it. I'm like, and she gave me the bacon. I'm like, this isn't bacon. She's like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, no, Grandma, this is not bacon. Like, I'm like, what is this?
Well, it's healthy.
Yeah, that's what she's like, it's healthy.
Healthier.
And I'm like, I never thought bacon could even be healthy, first of all. But second of all, like, what is this? Like, do you like cook up jerky and stuff? And
afterwards, I'll give you oatmeal cookies. The worst type of cookie. They also have raisins.
Oh, the oatmeal cookies are okay.
With raisins, they're terrible.
Oh, you don't like raisins? That's funny. I'm a fan of those.
No raisins for me.
Well, I'm trying to think of what my least favorite.
Brownies with nuts or without nuts?
Oh, without nuts.
Without nuts, for sure.
There's no need. Nuts are fine, but they don't need to be in brownies.
I mean, I can eat brownies with nuts, but like I prefer not.
I'm also not a fan of olives.
Oh, same. I don't like olives.
I don't. Artosis likes olives, but I can't do them.
I can't. Whenever I see, like, I'm at Subway, I went to get Subway sandwich today. I see the person in front of me getting olives on a sandwich. I'm like, oh, not me.
I'm like, yeah, don't do that. I mean,
I'm like, they need to change the gloves.
Just because you can eat it doesn't mean you have to. Okay, so we have the Nexus coming down here, the command center as well, and we have both players scouting each other out pretty well here. The Mothership Core now coming out.
Yeah. So nothing too unusual here. Maru really loving his 3 barracks follow-up. Honestly, I'm not as much liking it. I feel like this build is not that good in Wings of Liberty anymore. I mean, in Heart of the Storm anymore. I mean, I don't know if it's good in Wings of Liberty anymore because I don't know what the meta is for that, for like the 1,000 people that still ladder on that server. But yeah, I
you know that's what's funny is there are enough people that do that. I remember like I'm like in Brood War there were these people and I believe they stayed in the channel ladder challenges and they would still play vanilla StarCraft.
Yeah.
There's no Brood War, and I remember going there. You know, you could go there and occasionally just. They were not bad, but I mean, you could beat them.
Yeah.
And, you know, these guys would be in shock and call you a hacker, and I'm like, listen, King of the Anthill. Like, I don't know what you're doing here, but like everybody who's playing RTS is doing this.
I don't know if they were in that ladder channel or if they were in the channel no DTs. Like,
dude, I vanilla StarCraft, man. That was Brood War was so much better than vanilla, man. I was always amazed there were guys that played vanilla.
Well, I played vanilla for like the first few months of my StarCraft life because I didn't have the expansion yet. You know,
That's different. I mean, but you know, like I'm talking about like Brood War's been out for like 7 years and there's guys like still on vanilla. I'm like, what's the point, man? Like,
they're hipsters. Oh, look at this scan. That's pretty good. It doesn't see the blink, but it sees the gates, and that's kind of suspicious.
Yeah, and you know he's going to add a few more gates here, and it looks like he's going to go for a blink play.
This is pretty old. We don't really see this anymore ever since the Mothership Core's vision was nerfed.
Well, you know, look at the map, though. I mean, he could do a lot of different tricks on this map, and certainly it's going to be tough for the Classic to be stopped on all angles. Right?
There's the ice that he can break and attack at the natural. He can blink into the main, then blink out, then attack at the natural, like blink over the ice. There's a lot of different ways he can handle this. Even going Robo, the Robo leads me to believe he's not going to heavily commit to this. It's going to be more of a pressure play. And actually, it looks like he he didn't actually queue up that last gateway, so he only has 4 gates. I thought he had 5. Well, these stalkers get spotted too. This is great for Maru.
Okay. Maru's like, well, why are you sending 3 stalkers out now? I sense danger. My spider senses are tingling.
Needs to get bunkers up. Looks like he's already got them at the natural.
You know, I think if he hadn't seen that, because now it's pretty obvious, right? He's like, okay.
Yeah, he's like, why are you going that way? That's pretty weird. You know, I guess I should probably just put a bunker on the left side of my main base.
It looks like already Classic is going to phase out of this. He's going to get a Robo-Bay. This is a sign of a good player, by the way, when he's just like, okay.
Can still do some harassment still, well, you know, and not overcommit.
Okay,
Warp
he's going to
Prism,
get the...
though, that's
okay.
like...
You know, I actually, now that I've seen the Warp Prism, I'm thinking maybe he actually is going to commit with this harass.
I
thought that he was going to go for Observers and get a 3rd. And just keep Terran stapled to his base.
What's cool about the Warp Prism is it gives high ground vision, so you can blink in and out, and also you can micro your stalkers more than you can blink into the Warp Prism, and then also warp in Zealots.
Don't.
Okay, Time Warp is so important here. Without it, you would not be able to do this.
Yeah. Okay, another Time Warp.
He needs a blink out, though. Good blinks here. He's damaging these units a lot.
I'm actually surprised he microed that, like blinked out the way he did, because that was actually pretty.
That's
pretty
a sign
scary.
of like a great player, right?
Well, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to do just a few more volleys from my stalkers. Okay, so the Warp Prism's out now. There he is.
This is going to surprise him a little bit, I think. I don't think he's going to expect this. Could just warp in a bunch of Zealots in the main base while he attacks here at the natural.
Okay.
2 Zealots at least.
Well, this is pretty smart. I mean, these are 2 angles that Maru has to cover from, and I'm surprised he attacked there. I guess there was no way for him to know how many SCVs there were exactly up there. So he drops up here. Notice he sends the Warp Prism out. He doesn't want to lose it. He's just trying to get these Marines and Marauders out of position.
Yeah, he's successful in that. Here come the Stalkers now.
I don't think this is going to work. I think Maru just holds this. And
there's just too many
oh my gosh!
SCVs.
Okay, this attack has failed now. That's
his robotic support bay is finishing at home. So...
Okay, I mean, he might be able to continue on. The problem is that I think the harass is doing less and less. I mean, maybe if he had gotten that bunker and then he could start blinking away. But, I mean, look at this. Okay, yes, Maru's not mining here. That's not optimal for his economy, but he's certainly not dying here. And, you know, Classic, not a lot of sentries. He is going for Stalker Colossus now, and he's getting 2 Forges, which means he needs to expand here.
He's actually making 3 pylons because he's supply blocked. He can't even get his first Colossus out.
This game's not going well for Classic here.
Maru verifies with an SCV here that the army's still there. He's only 1 worker down despite all the SCVs he's lost.
And you got to keep in mind he's got mules too. Plus, he does have to scan a lot though, but he does have mules as an option.
This is a great spot for Maru, who has now the +1. He's going to have +1/1 upgrades before Classic. It looks like just slightly with that armor coming through here.
Well, from here, the question for Maru is when is he comfortable expanding? Am I wrong here? I didn't believe we had a 3rd command center made.
I don't think so.
I don't think we did. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yep. Just double checking. So, yeah, he's on 2 base. Classic is starting his 3rd, but Classic is a bit more vulnerable here. I mean, it's just Stalkers. Yes, you could blink them away 1 by 1, but normally you have Colossi out here, and that's exactly why Classic is dropping Zealots over here, because he wants this army that's coming down now to be pulled back. But so far, Classic has not convinced him to turn around. In fact, Maru is headed down here for this 3rd base, interested in... I think this is going to be timed out so that it finishes, and then he kills it, unless Classic preemptively cancels it.
I think he's going to come down here and try to save it, because he knows this is what he really needs right now. Guardian Shield's going up, your good forces, and there comes that Colossus. Great Time Warp as well, and
God, he's really good force fields. God, those were great force fields. I can't believe how good those force fields were from Classic. I mean, that was about as good as he could have asked them to be. And now the Zealots here. Oh man, you know, Classic. The initial strategy didn't work that well, but the execution from here on out is working very well.
For sure. I mean, the little Zealot harassment is so cool. He's always got that threat. Look at this. He's even going to snipe this SCV. Now he's got the Warp Prism back in the main base again. Running back and forth, just forcing Maru to run laps like he's playing tennis with him here. You probably just cancel that Warp End. Another luxury you can do with the Warp Prism, you just put it back into phase mode.
I'll park this over here in the upper left. Maru's still interested in doing as much harass, trying to slow his opponent down. We have a double-pronged attack over here. Drops coming up from the middle section of the map, and an attack over here. I believe it's actually going to be a pickup drop over here at the upper right. Now, remember, when Maru had success at this phase of the game, last time he did this, he had a Raven out with why can I not think of it? Point defense drone.
Yeah, PDDs, and also he would kill so many observers before that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like a big deal here too. Look at this. Okay, this is a cool pickoff
Look at
on
this.
this
He's like, did you know I could hit the gas from here?
But the upgrades are going to become a very big problem. He was ahead in those at first, but now he doesn't even have his armory done, and Classic is starting 2-2. And he's continuing to harass this War Prism. Finally, he has Vikings out to chase us away, and he needs the Vikings anyways to deal with the Colossi. This third base has been up for so long for Classic now. The third base of Maru still isn't even done yet. Maru needs to do something. He needs to do something fast. I'm just not quite sure what he can really do that's not too risky. If any of these drops backfires, he's going to be even further behind.
Okay, another pickup. He basically, Maru's trying to do what Classic did to him, which is keep the Protoss locked down. But it looks like Classic is slipping out now. Is this a mistake, though? Let's see how the execution goes. It looks like the main is actually exposed.
Completely exposed, and here he goes. Now in here, targeting down. That looks like he's just going to target down the units, and more Stalkers coming to the main base. Will he get anything out of this? I think he's got to lift out and go. He's going to take some Stalkers with him.
There is a drop him here in the natural, and this is exactly what he should be getting. The robotics facility, beautifully done. A pickup, he zips out. Another pickup, leaving the second base.
You know what, loses a medevac here, but I think it's worth it. He had to do something like this. He really needed that damage done. We want to see the production time because I don't know if he even started 2-2 yet. He was very late on that. I don't know if he's ever even going to get 2-2. Maybe he's going to pull his SCVs here in a minute.
I don't know, man. I mean, the Protoss is pretty tucked away here, especially with the third base being taken here. I think he's gonna hold out.
I agree.
Okay, so there's the upgrades for Maru. Yeah,
I agree that's definitely the better choice, but I worry for him because his upgrades are now a full cycle behind. And in just a second here, Classic is going to start 3-3.
Well, this is why you got to be a little bit scared here, you know, for Maru. I mean, Maru needs to win every game from here on out. Classic's got a pretty substantial lead. Classic is proving that he is able to shift gears easily, to be frank, in any game against Maru. This doesn't work. He just goes to the next plan. He's a very fluid player. And now let's see. Classic moves out. Maru looks like he's got a good scan there. He should have seen that army come in, and now he has complete confirmation of exactly what his opponent's got. He's going to go for a drop in the main.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is enough to defend. No, he's going to go attack the natural. I don't.
He's a bit scared because he knows that army in the middle of the map is like, he's like, where is that? I don't want to get sandwiched here between your natural and then the rest of your army.
Okay, he's going to go for the sandwich now. This is a smart move.
It certainly is.
Okay, now you could time warp this army over here on the right.
Yeah,
there it is.
Perfect time warps here, but that's still a lot on the high ground. And his army's a bit split up here. Classic with a bit of indecision. His army on the high ground gets crushed. He traps his own Stalkers in there, but still takes the bottom army out. That was a...
God, really nice control there by Maru. You know what Maru was doing? He was going to see if that army attacked him at the center right, he would pick up and go to the main. If he starts to go up there, he goes for the sandwich. I mean, Maru, tactically a genius. But Classic, I mean, this guy is thick as steel. He just cannot be broken, it seems like. Classic continuing to edge forward here. A great number of sentries, Archons, Zealots, Stalkers, Colossi here, and more to come.
Really want to know how many kills that Warp Prism assisted with. He had to land his Vikings over there to finish that off. It's finally dead, but 3-3 here is about to finish. A 2-2 will finish for Maru as well, but he's still going to be a whole set of upgrades behind. I think that's part of what helped Classic survive Maru's pincer attack there. So many Archons here. 3-3 on the verge for both players of completion. Only 6 Vikings here versus 2 Colossi. There are a lot of Archons to support that. So many Marauders in the mix, too. This is almost a pure Marauder composition, which is much stronger than a Marine comp.
Okay, the Zealot's not in optimal position here, but it might not matter. I mean, with this many Archons, look at the splash damage between the Colossi and the Archons. The Zealot's now filtering through. The spread in here from Maru, though, very nice. I think Maru should just barely have enough.
Yeah, I think he may barely hold here, but the Archon damage is so much, and he's at 3-3 versus 2-2.
He's breaking them.
Oh, there's just too many reinforcements.
Yeah, there's just enough coming up here. The Zealots are coming in now. There's still 2 Archons remaining. No more force fields left. The Zealots spilling forward. You know what? I got to hand it to Classic. Really nice execution. He just barely had enough. Spilled through there. Beautifully done by Classic.
He's going to the finals. Oh, no. We were at 2-2. Am I mistaken? No, he has gone to the finals.
Advances to the finals.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I got a panic attack there.
Wait
a minute. No.
No, Classic is playing so beautifully. I mean, let's look back at this, guys. Maru's got the money control. Maru, I got to say, oh, God. All right, Maru very beaten up by that loss.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on him. Really wanted to get deep here. The only remaining Terran. But, yeah, Maru has great control, as I was saying before. But Classic, I mean, look at this guy. He does brilliant strategies. If it doesn't work, he switches right back into another strategy. That initial attack in that last game with the Stalkers, Maru was holding it. Maru was fine. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
He used that Warp Prism with the 2 Zealots to control the Terran.
That stayed
well
like
enough.
For way too long, too.
He just barely got that Colossi out in time with the perfect force fields. I mean, Classic really outplayed Maru here. A beautiful game. I mean, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I just, that was the last 2 games there were just pretty straight up like Classic showing he's the better player. I'm sad we don't get to see Overgrowth. I really want to see that 7th game. I think that's why I was thinking wait a minute, no, we got one more game left, right? But
well, it was so back and forth. I mean, when you look at it, it was like what Classic Maru. It was so back and forth there. And even in that last game, it was a tough call. That last battle, even, Maru had a good spread. He eliminated the Colossi right away, and I thought, oh man, maybe he's actually got a shot here. But then, when you saw the Zealot warp in, fill in here, even with the 2 Archons remaining, force field's gone. I mean, there was just enough there for Maru to get swamped.
Yeah.
And again, it was a tough decision there. Hello. I wasn't ready for that. Lucky. Most people don't know that I wear a Lucky Cowboy hat when I cast, but I took it off right there. That's to get my powers.
That was close.
No, I mean, you got to look at that and just say, wow, he didn't go for the 3rd. He was confident in that entire situation that he could actually close in there and wipe him out at the natural going into the main. And that's actually how you take out a Terran when you know you've got the win, is to get to the production facilities. So, anyways, Classic moves on to the finals next on
It's going to be on Saturday the 28th. On Friday, we will have, of course, the other semi with Sue and True. And now, there's going to be a whole week before the finals, but what's really interesting about this matchup is it's either going to be Classic's 4th team kill in the finals in a PvZ, or if True advances, his best matchup is ZVP, and that's going to be excellent. So,
yeah,
going to be crazy no matter what.
Artosis was resting after hosting over there at DreamHack, so he's going to be back here for the for Friday's game. So definitely don't miss out. Wolf, great work as always. Here is what the WCS round of 16 schedule looks like.
Yep, this is for America.
Yes.
Group A having Pig Baby, Heart, Shigwa, and Oz. A cool group there. B having Hyun, Revival, Alicia, and Nesty. So 4 Koreans gone overseas over here in that group. Total Korean group. Group C, Bomber, Tudming from China, Pult, and Czech. And then in the final group, we've got Violet Major, who's been making some pretty good waves recently. Taja and Arthur, known as Sad Arthur oftentimes, but one of the biggest ladder players we've ever had in Korea will be playing over there as well on Wednesday.
We are about halfway through the year here. All the narratives are coming together here for WCS. We are eventually going to crown a world champion, which is always a lot of fun to see. After all the story building, how exactly does it end? We're getting closer and closer to that moment. And, of course, we're getting closer and closer to the moment here for this show where we're going to see who's going to be the 2nd GSL champion for this Code S.
And
this
DDR.
year.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a really exciting finals. Got 1 Protoss. We're going to have a Zerg, so it is going to be a PvZ finals.
No matter
Maru,
what,
though, making a very good last Terran stand today.
Maru played well. I kind of thought we were going to have some more cheeses. I mean, you can't really blame. Maru is like the end-all. He's at the top of the mountain for Terran. So whatever he thought was best, maybe that was best. But Classic, really solid play here. He's able to transition perfectly. And no matter what Maru had, unless he was caught off balance in the mid-game, Classic managed to win.
Yeah, indeed.
Really impressive. And, we've had this over the past about a year and a half, about 18 months, I guess you could say. Protoss's new ones constantly coming up, dominating, whether it's like Deer or, even way back, Rain. All these fantastic Protosses coming out of the woodwork, each with their own play style, playing brilliantly.
I noticed we saw this graphic earlier. It's like 6 SKT players in a row. There's been at least one SKT player in every finals in Korea, like every single time. And this time it's Classic. Could actually have 2 SKT players in this finals, depending on if Sue wins on Friday or not. But at least we've got one of them, no matter what.
SKT is hands down the best RTS team of all time
in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, from StarCraft 1 here, now in StarCraft 2. So they keep making superstars. Wolf, great work as always today. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here at day 1 of the semifinals here at the GSL VODs. We'll be back Friday, same time, same place. We love you. Good night.